I've been watching a lot of Truth Media's crusade on exposing the NASA, and oh my God, NASA's like a comedy routine. They've become a total. I knew they were phonies before, but I mean, over the last year, this year, 2015, I think a lot of us, all of our cherished beliefs about the Earth have gone out the window. And for my part, I don't know what the hell we're living on exactly. I'm really not sure why NASA is so intent. I mean, it is mind-boggling how intent they are to hide the Earth, like to not show us the Earth. And so this video is about a supposed time lapse by iSS. It's almost ISIS, right? ISS, the International Space Station. Numerologically, it's actually 9/11. S is the 19th letter, right? 1 plus 9 is 10, so SS 11. So 9/11, ISS. Total Nazi command, you know what I mean? Anyways, I just wanted to cover some of this video here. He featured a guy here talking about all these lights, right? I'll turn it down. You can. I'll leave the link in the box. You can go look at it. But I mean, these are huge swaths of land here, right? They're implying that cities are like 900 miles square. I mean, you know, to have this much light is just over the top. You know, some of the scenes in it are absolutely absurd. Besides, the clouds don't move at all. What the hell's this? Is this serious, or what is this? That's supposed to be the sun? What is this? But look at the lighting, man. I mean, come on. Lightning also, the guy points out that this is supposed to be a time lapse, right? But you see the lightning flickering in real time. You know what I mean? I mean, NASA always wants to have, you know, it both ways. The clouds aren't moving. There's too much light. They got a time. They claim this is a time lapse, but they got the lightning flickering in real time, as if it would look, you know, in real time. But the lights are just absurd. And this is a part of their agenda too. NASA's promoting the whole UN agenda of depopulation, and they're trying to make people think that the Earth is super populated. So this is why they put a lot of lights here. I'm pretty sure this thing is probably even the dog star. Normalizing the absurd again, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this part here was the part that I almost fell out of my chair. This here looks like a big ridge. It's got to be on the order of like 1,000 miles long, you know. I don't know any city that's 1,000 miles long, and they build it in a canyon. You know, I mean, it's absurd. I guess this is supposed to be on the port. You know, some places are populous, but if this thing went over Canada, I'm telling you, it wouldn't be nearly as dark. If it went over Russia, this is a flight from Moscow to London, Heathrow Airport, right? This is at twilight. You see any lights there? They're flying. You know, this is Europe, Moscow. I mean, Russia, very populous. Dark as oh hell. Very, like, the odd spot of light going on. But otherwise, pitch black for the most part. I've been in planes before too, and it's mostly pitch black. Because humans only occupy about 5% of the planet, even though we have supposedly 7 billion people on the planet. I think they blow that number up too. They like to pump people into cities and blow up the population and try and make things look bigger than they are all the time. I mean, I don't believe anything about this Matrix anymore. And I've fallen off the edge a little bit, but I'll get my bearings soon and get used to this. If you look at the landscape, it looks nothing like that space station. Okay, they're flying into London now, but as you saw, I mean, I've taken flights before, and I mean, the landscape never looks like this. Okay, I live in Canada. Canada is pretty, I only remember flying over Canada, but it's really dark. For the most part, you get the odd patch of light here and there when you're in a plane at night. Very, very dark. It would look nothing like this. This is absolutely over the top ridiculous. This is a city that's over 900 miles long. Dude, there's some really ridiculous over the top things, and here he's saying that. The other thing is that you would see flickering. You would see like you would probably even see like cars moving. The stream of traffic going through. You would see some kind of movement in the lights, but there's none. There's none. The only movement on the entire CGI is the lightning, and it's just like that supposed footage of the Earth rising over the moon's horizon, which I can't show NASA's fakeness because YouTube will ban this video for copyright like they did a few hours ago. So I'll just leave you with some fuck you YouTube still pics of their fakeness. Supposedly Japan has an orbiting satellite around the moon. You have to ask yourself, in other supposed pictures of the moon, you see that there's actually an aura, kind of like the Earth. It's actually purple on the moon. You don't see any aura. It's just straight off the flat edge, so it looks like the moon is flat and the Earth is rising. Again, with no cloud movements, just a still image rising over the supposed horizon of the moon. I don't understand how anybody could believe this crap. And in case you think those ISS time lapses are real, speaking of the moon's supposed aura or atmosphere, NASA went to the trouble to build an atmospheric orbiter to study the moon's neon aura, as they call it. Right, it's called LADI, and this is supposedly a picture of the moon crossing the face of the still blue Earth that doesn't seem to be alive, and there's absolutely no movement in any of the clouds in the entire planet. Never mind that in the supposed ISS time lapses, they've gone to the trouble to include stars for a change. And here we see the moon crossing the Earth's path, but there's absolutely no stars in the background. Does that make any sense?